Hi, guys. Please, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. And if you get anything from my work, a connected in Epiphany, Mind Explosion, please consider supporting my links and me. Everything is below the description after this video uploads, but you can go onto any one of my videos and find all that information there. And holidays are coming and it's a blessing. I am getting small little things, but it's going to add up. I hope, I pray, putting it out there, manifesting abundance here. Skulls, pyramids, paintings, different types of pyramids. I just don't do one type. I do plenty. Commissioned drawings. Hi, Mickey. Hi, Bob. Hi, Scott. Please check out my website, Allylatkreations211.com. Hopefully it's still up. A lot of people want to know where my money went. It's like Zoom is up and bills are coming in. Fuck me. And hi, Charlene. I just want to thank, especially Scott. I want to thank you guys because I just hit over 4,000 watch hours and I was able to put my application in to get monetized. Let's hope they take it. Don't bank on that crap, but it would be nice passive income if I get it. So thank you, Scott, because Scott, it was one of the few that actually really helped. Really helped getting me monetized. And it's not there yet. I think it takes about a month, but yeah. Hi, Corey. Hi, guys. Thank you for coming. I was gonna post this later, but work was bananas as usual. I was off yesterday. The kids had a parent-teacher conference, and pretty much pretty much. Oh! I had some kids going bonkers. So today I was cleaning my classroom because I have a child, the biter, scratcher, wailing hands. He and his siblings were all over my classroom causing destruction. So I had to clean that destruction up this morning. It wasn't fun. And then I help out with the second, third, and fourth graders during the day. They're the funnest. I think Odin is behind my computer. This is going to be fun. Hi. So yeah, thank you, Scott. I have my coffee. Let's hope I wake up. And then yesterday during WeNotMe, my Rumble keeps crashing. And for Buckshot and for Corey and for a lot of people that I do watch on Rumble, the chat is very selective for me. Not fun. Not fun. So I do apologize to everybody. I am there. I am listening. I do hit the like. I am trying to support as much as possible for everybody. But it just won't. The chat just either goes blank. I have to refresh 5 million times. And this is just not on WeNotMe. This is on a bunch of channels. I had a really hard time watching Turn the Page with Janine last Saturday with Buckshot. Couldn't get it going. I could watch it. I just can't get into the chat. So I don't know what Rumble is doing. If I'm shadow banned, I got gremlins. But we're going to find out about my gremlins. This is a REM pod. I don't know if you're going to hear that, but there's an alarm that goes off. The light goes off when spirit goes over there. So I'm going to leave it on. I told you I was whipping out my spiritual stuff today. This might be dead. We'll see. This is an EMF detector. So far, no EMF because I have shungite. But usually if I put it up to my computer, I have a bunch of shungite around here. Cat, really? Um, this alarms. Fun times. Then I got a ghost meter. This tests milligauss. So if I have a ghost around me, it's going to alarm. I'm not a ghost. I'm not a ghost. Yeah, I'm still looking for a part-time job. This is oh, Frey is behind me. She's all over my pyramid. She loves my pyramid. She lays in between there. She made a little spot for herself. Um I don't know what goes on in the work. Everybody's looking for work. They keep posting all this stuff up. I keep applying and I haven't heard from anybody yet. It's really heavily annoying. Hi, John. Uh, it really sucks because the universe is, I'm going to talk about this today. I have a lot to talk about. The universe is, there's a lot of shifts happening. I'm going to read about Taurus, the moon tonight, the energy that's going on. I know I'm feeling it. I know a lot of you are, so we'll unpack that. I'm going to pull some oracle cards intermittently because there's a lot going on energetically. I know I'm in Aries. For anybody who's in Aries, a lot of this is hitting our financial houses. Fun times. And I keep getting a lot of everything is just going to change. I don't know how that change is happening for me just yet. I'm putting myself out there, going about looking for jobs, just reaching out to vendors and different types of people. Like we have there is a couple of metaphysical shops in and around here, not necessarily in this town, but outside. And I've been calling them up or leaving them emails about consignment. Like, hey, you could sell my pyramid, you can mark it up a bit so you profit, but solid price here. Just trying to get myself out there. And it's sorry, universe, it is working in my best and highest, but I don't like this lesson or whatever phase I'm going through. It sucks. Okay. So all my political friends out there, this is what happens when you live in New York. And I worked in a school, very liberal, very, 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 very blue. Like there were tears and crying happening during 2016. And one of the nurses that I worked with, I spoke about this a little bit last week. When we had a conversation on the phone, and she's like, "You are right. Oh my gosh." Well, today, sitting at my doorstep, the actual New York Post via New York, she sent me newspapers. I love her. Love her. I got newspapers. I'm so excited. This one's hysterical. Yeah, so I got some newspapers via my nurse who was like, "You said it, you predicted it." I'm no, I didn't predict it. I just follow the so that's something I do want to talk about. A lot of people who did vote for Trump are still asleep. She's asleep. She also happens to be blue button as well. Very lovely person. That's why we can't eradicate all people, including my family, because they are Trump people and they don't know. And it's a touchy topic for my situation because I do have Holocaust survivors, whether it was work camps or not, okay, whether it was a disease that wiped out the entirety half of my family, it doesn't necessarily matter. It still took place, still sucked. And there was a lot of innocents that have no idea. My great great aunt and uncle were kids. Do they know? No. So whatever. I side on JQ's side with a lot of stuff. That is just, God playing its hand. Um, yeah, those are actual newspapers that was mailed to me. It was on my front steps today. I was so excited when I opened it up. I'm like, what? Oh, it's the nurse that I spoke to, and she sent me 3 newspapers from the New York Post. Uh, so she's an incredible person. I love her to death, and I'm very blessed to still have people in New York who were very silent about their patriotism. A lot of New Yorkers do that. I mean, I lived on Staten Island, so Trump was huge on Staten Island. Scott LaBeto was from there. Me and Buckshot are from there. Um, we're not quiet about it, but there are a lot of people who are. So, yeah, no one really does know the real truth, and truth is a frequency that's expanding always. It's infinite. I mean, yesterday when I did the Law of One read, this material world is transformed by the spirit into that which is infinite and eternal. The universe, this I did yesterday, is infinite. It's expanding. The galaxies are expanding. There is an innumerable amount of things that are outside of our paradigm, whether it's outside the flat earth and the domes. Okay, it's expansive. And there might be domes amongst domes, but that's 3D. Now let's overlay 4D. What does 4D look like? It's all an overlay. So it's kind of hard to conceive. That's why a lot of us see ghosts. I know Scott's been time stamping the glitches going on behind me in my bookshelf. The spirit world is behind me constantly with eyes and different things. I call it out when I notice it. I kind of tune out spirit when I'm doing videos because I'd be constantly looking behind me and not focused. But we are infinite. God's no polarity, God's neutral, because here in this experience, we need good and evil. We were meant to, so I was having this conversation yesterday. If we didn't have evil, we wouldn't be awake because we need something to counterbalance the light. So you won't know how powerful you are until you meet the adversity that gives you that power. And that power is within. If these people didn't do the heinous bullshit that they did, we would not know the infinite divineness that we are. That's just the scary part. We have to experience. It's all experience. So take out the emotional components, your biases, your feelings, your judgments. Take it off the table and just look at it as God's having an experience through all things. All things. The tree, the grass, the air, the fire, the vegetable, the water. We're all those things as well, just in different capacities, in different fractals, and in different things. Like the last show, I did the pie chart. So this is how my soul, not necessarily, I skipped a bunch, but here, the Archangel Collective that works through me is a larger part of my fractal than my Ascended Master aspect to the mystic aspect. So those are just souls that come through me when I'm talking mystical stuff. When I read the Curtis books, they flow through me, but then they kind of go out and do their own thing. But then when I'm reading, they come through. The Lyran, my little starseed self over here. The Oversoul, even though I'm a component of all things, my Oversoul is directing the 6th, 7th density self, higher self, and it whizzes down like a sand timer. And then we're whizzing back up the sand timer. That's where we are right now. We're not quite on that going back upside yet. We're there. Tilt is coming, but we haven't gotten there yet. Yeah, the law of one is so important. Aaron Abke is an incredible person. He does 4D Academy. He just gives a lot of insight, but he ties the law of one to Jesus, Yeshua. And this is something I would hope maybe Ethan Lucas might just discover or explore. I think, I don't know if I sent him the videos, but it's very Ethan Lucas-esque, where they're talking about the Bible being Paulian, where Paul's dictating a lot of what is written down in both terms, where Yeshua only had 2 commandments. And that was now again proved with the Curtis books. Aaron Abke has pointed this out as well. So it's nice to hear somebody and then read it in a book that this guy doesn't probably even know about. And that love thy Lord God, which is yourself, and be strength, and be the love, and be all good things, and the golden rule pretty much, and then love thy neighbor. That's it. So where thou shalt not is a negation. And that's the programming that started us downstreaming in our lives, the narratives, the programs, everything is negative. Even if we think it's positive, it's negative. Thou shalt not. Well, what shall we do? And this is where we are right now with this election, with the outside world playing itself out. What are we going to do as a society? What are we going to do as way showers? We are way showers. We are showing the way for humanity. We're the ones helping people on that other side, and the people on our side, believe it or not, like the nurse. She's blue button. Love her to death. I love my cousins, my second cousins. Okay, this is my adoptive family. My second cousins, they love Trump. Love him. They don't, they're like me, they don't talk to the 98% of the family that's liberal. They don't talk to them. They don't really communicate. And if they do talk, it's like, hi, bye. But they're asleep too. They don't know the extensive harm. They don't understand. They've just been programmed to think certain things. They don't think they're the chosen ones. They don't think certain things because that's just the paradigm that they are in. They chose this experience for a reason, like we all chose our experience. The evil side chose their experience too. Yes, John. Hi, Buckshot! Buckshot! The New York Post inform. I mean, come on. Look at that. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. The component that we all need to start really walking in is the not giving the false hope. Because we had the hopium movement happen with us. We had hopium. Now I'm being channeled, so just don't mind me. I'm going to start going all over the place. We have hopium. Because of the financial state that I'm in, it's bleak. And thank you to everybody who is being very generous and helping me out. This is feeding me, and I'm still eating once a day. I'm trying to get some snacks in, healthy snacks in during the day. Some of my bills are starting to get paid. It's just it suck. It's especially Christmas is coming up and I don't get paid when I'm off. This is a bit like why I need a part-time job, even if it's just seasonal. All right, they're really hitting me. Damn. Coffee. Wow. I'm being bogged down by 5 things that are all speaking in my mind at once. Like, calm down up there. One at a time. I'm not there yet. Hi. Hi, Ash. What's up? Woo. Okay, Sage. I got a lot going on. So, trying to think of where I was at. Yeshua doing the 2 commandments. The truth is in your heart space, and everybody's allowed to have their own perception. Everybody. There is no right or this is the key to the universe. There is no right or wrong. Your thoughts create things. So collectively, all of our thoughts create things, right? Beautiful. Here's the problem. Where the manifestation breaks down is the financial stuff. Who created the money in the first place? What polarity created the money? Hi, Carol. We need to take back the understanding, the acknowledgement that we need another system. Yes. And there has to be an in-between. A lot of people have been, oh, well, Allison, you could just wait for the RV and you could wait for this and you could wait for that. Well, I can't wait. My bills have to pay itself. 3D still is in existence. The shift isn't going to happen anytime soon. And I love you guys to death and I want it to happen. Don't think I don't, because hello, we're all suffering to some capacity, but the suffering is absolutely necessary because it teaches us a shit ton about ourselves, what we have not healed, what we need to heal, what needs to be purged out of us to play out here. And that's what a lot of this paradigm is going on right now. Right? Yeah, Trump is back. I'm yay. I mean, hello. He's back. He's back. Great. Okay. So that does not solve the world's problems it solves certain problems. But what are we going to do as a collective to move it forward? I can't wait for Trump on his white horse or Putin and his amazing bear to come in and swoop in to save the financial system. And that's going to take a few months and it's not going to I don't see in the timelines and the things that I get, I am not seeing immediate switch on, switch off. As much as I would love for that to be, let's be logical and rational. You have to come into neutrality without the feelings. This is the hardest part that a lot of people are having trouble with. I know Scott in chat, he also watched a very similar he watched the same thing I did with Brian Scott, and he was talking about the politics. And I was watching a couple of other spiritual lives, and people are still very extremely stuck in the programming. And this is the spiritual people we're talking about. This is not the political people that understand spirituality. This is like the spiritual community that is so stuck in their thinking, it's bananas. It is absolutely bananas. There were people that were like, well, how dare you? And how could you think this way? Brian Scott is a political person to the other side. But he doesn't make that stuff known because he sits in neutrality when he's doing his work, just like I do. I see God in all things. I don't, not anymore, detach. Those people are evil. And the hardest aspect to moving to the higher dimensional spaces, what's going to allow you to ascend is when you understand God's in all things. God's a pedo. That's hard. That's a hard truth to convey to somebody, that the children came in and chose their horrible, torturous experience. And we did the same thing in another lifetime. We chose that. We needed to have that experience. Now the veil of forgetting comes in. We forget who we are, and we forget that we signed a little agreement with Source and shit. And it gets real. It gets real. And it fucking sucks because our humanness doesn't want to see people tortured and suffering. All of us that are here have amazing hearts, beautiful, amazing ray of green ray light coming and exploding out of us. I don't want to see anybody tortured or hurt. I don't condone that side. But how does manifestation work? How does manifestation work? You got to put in the essence of what you want. Your thought creates things. You put the will to power, the energy in your toroidal field, and you throw it out there and you talk to your higher self and say, hey, I need this. Like Bashar says, you have to elevate your frequency and actually feel it. It's the Peter Pan syndrome. If you ever watch Hook with Robin Williams and Tinkerbell's doing this, but he couldn't get his happy thought and hold it, he couldn't fly. Same concept. If you want to manifest, you have to get into that frequency. You have to feel it. You have to imagine yourself there. And then once you're done with that, you drop it and let it go and let the universe bring it to you. This is a problem in the Patriot community. We want Nisera Jacera. We want this technology. We want all this amazing shit. Don't get me wrong, I do too. I want new teeth. I want at least my teeth to grow back, whatever capacity it wants to come in. But here's the problem. I let it go. I put the thought out there. I want to heal myself. I want myself at the highest capacity I can withstand in my vibratory state in this vehicle in the now moment. How does that work? I have to let it go and not think about it. And then it's going to come and attract to me. It works, because let me tell you what, many of you know the story, but some of you are new. Hi. So last year, about last September, maybe it'll end of August last year, I'm sitting and, I'm lonely. My cat's dying. I'm just trying to find jobs, hanging out with JQ and Dean all the time. And I'm just like, wow, there's a couple of things lacking. I put it out there that I would like to be in a relationship. I meditated on it. I saw myself. It didn't envision the person. I just envisioned me being happy in an elevated state, having a great time, going out on dinner dates, just putting my mind and using my imagination. I threw it out there and then I let it go. Well, by the end of September, I go out to jump my car because my car sucks. My little jumper died and I had to go charge it up. Thankfully, I didn't have any really place to go. And 20 minutes later, my doorbell rings. This has never happened to me ever in my life. And it was Viking. Hi, do you need your car jumped? Sure. Got to talking. Oh, are you by yourself? Mm-hmm. And I wasn't armed and ready at the time. And basically, we dated. It happens. You got to use your energy. So where are you feeding your energy? Everybody wants 4D, 5D. Are you willing to do the work to get there? Now, this is the hard part, reprogramming yourself to go there. What is 4D? Unconditional love and compassion. What is everybody not expressing? And I can't generalize. I'm not going to generalize that. Not everybody. Cancel clear. What is a large majority of people doing? We're sitting in a flux of still the shame, the blame, and the judgment. You're only judging yourself because everybody playing a role outside of your consciousness is still you, your other selves. Ra talks about that. God is in all things. Recognize that understanding God's all things. God is the tree. God is the grass. God is the sky. It's the firmament. It's all the lands beyond. It's the sun. It's the moon. It's all things, including you and everybody else that inhabits this planet. That includes evil people. It includes the service to self. Why third density is so important in this time of now is because you have a choice to make. And that choice is already starting to be made by many of us, thank goodness. But we still have to get the rest of humanity to figure it out. This is the Dolores Cannon split of polarity. We are going in that train station. You're at Grand Central Station in New York City, if you've ever been there, or just think about any big train station. On one side, you got a train going to the light. This side's going to the dark. There is no wrong train because God's all things. It's just what path of experience do you want? These people in the negative train are still headed in the same direction as the light, but different directions. These people are dark and evil and heinous, but it's still God. There is no wrong path. It's what your soul already chose. But consciously in the here and now, you get to either change that. Hey, there's some people that love to just want to experience what it is to have material wealth and love. In that aspect, they might not be a pedophile, but they might be a narcissist. They might be somebody that wants power over another because they've never felt that before. So they might choose this polarity and get on that train. But there's going to be very few train stations they can get off on. And as the trains veer off in a V, you're not going to get to this train anymore. Right now, we're here and the trains are going to start going that way. You have to make a choice. Are you going to be a service to yourself and get on this train? Or are you going to be a service to others? If you're going to be a service to your other selves, that means you got to love all things unconditionally and give it compassion. So that pedophile that's over there that we don't want, we hate, I don't condone their actions. I don't feed them the energy anymore. I don't give it the thought. And I don't ignore the fact that they exist. They're here, but I am not feeding that paradigm because what you fucking think about manifests. Stop giving the energy to them. Yeah, we need the exposure. Absolutely. No one's saying it doesn't need to be exposed because this is how other people get awakened. The darker the shit, the more people awake. The darker, the deeper, the void of space, the abyss, the more someone's going to wake up and see the fuller picture. Once they kind of get to the full picture of, oh, Jeffrey Epstein, oh, shit, Diddy, everybody's going to wake up to a different thing. And then the level of expansion starts happening and it starts rising and it starts getting up here. It's a process. That's awesome news, Mickey. Yay. That's amazing. Tomorrow would have been my adoptive dad's holy crap, I forgot how old he was turning. He's Trump's age. Hang on. Shh. I'm bad with math. I'm dyslexic. Dyslexic. 20. My dad would have been 78 tomorrow. Wow. Hi, Dad. 78. That's crazy. My father, all right. My adopted parents are my parents. They raised me since I was 2 months old. So they're my parents. Um, yeah, my dad would have been 78 tomorrow. My parents adopted me when they were 37. So they were really late. Why I put a I know in my contract, and this is way after the fact, but I always kind of knew either I was going to have kids or not. And I put my limit at 36. I said to myself at 36, if I don't have children, I am not having them. Would that not mean physically having them? Physically. My dad says thank you. He's trying not to overwhelm my yeah, he's here. But yeah, he's told him to kind of hang back because he makes me cry. Like tear up, not like physically like bawl, but he's done that to me a few times. Um, my mom is already carnate in another starseed life. My mom's a little bit more soul advanced than my dad, but my dad's getting there. He's fifth density. He's getting there. He's working on it. Um, So the work that I was talking about last week is going in and figuring out the fractals that you are, knowing thyself, knowing that you're God, admitting it, accepting it, not having an ego. It's not an ego thing to have that claim. I've claimed it for a long time. I'm from the Archangel Collective. They won't let me, that ego part will come when they tell me what I am. And that's not, they're not going to tell me anytime soon. Which one I inhabit. And I inhabit a bunch of them. But I have more essence of like 3 that work with me and has been with me. Um, the starseed thing. I think Daniel Scranton talks about this. Brian Scott just did a reading from one of his books that was saying like the Octurians, a lot of people are now coming forward and channeling the Octurians, where like 3-4 years ago, the Palladians, that's all you would ever hear of is the Palladians are being channeled. And next it might be Alpha Centauri and Beta Centauri and Sirius. They might be starting, people might come forward and start channeling from those collectives. There's a million billion collectives. They all serve a different purpose. they all combine together like Captain Planet as source to help and guide us. There are other selves. We're fractals with them, but not just one thing. We're only recollecting the etherical DNA that's already now coming out. I'm probably 48 strands by now, etherically, not physically. I would have already human combusted and been on Unsolved Mysteries. Many of you as well. This is a slow rollout because of how hard it is for a lot of us going through the changes of advancing. I still think I know I have a physical death that will be in this life. My vehicle is going to take on a light being form. That's the form I'm choosing. That might not be for everybody. Everybody chooses whatever their soul chose. It's now finding out your pie chart. It's just small steps. Ra said yesterday when I did the reading, he has his own guides. He's a social memory complex. It's called Quo. He works with Hatan and Latwi. They're different density beings going through their own evolution of ascension, but Captain Planet combines and they channel to the third density to help us get unrazzled in the deception. The deception is an illusion. That's why they call this dimensional space an illusion, because time is an illusion. All things are concurrently happening right now. You just got to think about Tartaria, right? This is how people channel. This is how I channel. I tune into a specific frequency that my brain does automatically. This is automatic for me. Some people, they have to go into deep dive meditation, and like Daniel Scranton does a lot of tones and humming and vocalization to get him to start speaking Arcturian and fun stuff. And Tucker has to do a meditative process, Pamela Erlin, and a bunch of other people. Some people do it in their sleep. I do it in my sleep. But elevating up into those states of frequency, you're tuning into something. So in the concurrency of now, this now moment, all of it's playing out in different dimensional multiversal spaces. Jason kind of touched upon this last night. The choice that you didn't take, but what Jason, I want to talk to him about this, but it's difficult. The choice you didn't take isn't necessarily wrong or right. It's the fact of how many catalysts it's going to take you to learn your lessons in that particular timeline. So in my agreement, let's say my soul contract, I signed up to be adopted because my soul needed to come in at a specific time to get to the parents who were going to buy the house on the Stargate. So even though I'm very mature in my age, I don't look it, but I should have been born a lot earlier. I believe I'm like in the Generation X. I identify as that. That aspect of me had to come in because that was my assignment. I had to go through severe depression. I had to go through the blackness of black. I had to see the demons. I had to see the negative entities. Unbeknownst to me, I actually manifested and put to power a lot of that unbeknownst to me. I needed to learn off of it. Through experience is where we learn. All the struggles is experience that we gain the wisdom from. This is how your soul grows in knowledge. That way you can impart it on someone else. It's a chain and it's an upliftment. I signed up for this hard time. I signed up for all of this. It's just a matter of, okay, I'm going to change this part of the day. I'm changing my mindset. I'm alchemizing the negative thought streams in my brain, and I'm going to alchemize it to the positive. Instead of being super negative, well, I'm never going to succeed. That's my ego. I'm not worthy of this. That's ego. Instead of saying those things, I can't, what, no, I'm going to flip the switch. I'm not going to go extreme positive because that's not rational either. You're going to come to neutrality. Okay. What is the lesson? What do I need to learn? Okay. Well, what course of action do I need to take in order for myself to be propelled in a higher direction? Oh, do I need on-job training? Is there free training out there? Is there a YouTube video with tricks and hints? Is there a book of dummies? Those dummy guides. How to do something and how to actually get it for free, get the knowledge for free, and then accelerate myself. If I do that and I start thinking, okay, so how can I better my situation by reading affirmations, by thinking positively, in time, that switches my unconscious and my subconscious to get the results I need. That takes time. Reprogramming your brain takes time. It doesn't happen like this. The same with this political stuff. Nisera Jacera is not going to look like what you think it is. And when it does happen, if it happens, too many people are banking on this thing and it's holding up their lives. What are you doing in the now moment to create the reality that you want? I say this I feel like a broken record, but think about it. Logically, really go thinking about this. Channel every So John, here's the thing. I know someone that I know there's a galactic person that tells you it's dangerous. Okay, here's the thing. I am not when I'm consciously channeling constantly, I'm aware of the different frequencies and changes I have in my I forget what I say and then I shift route. That's me channeling. I am not specifically asking a being to come in through me and to knock me out of my soul light body out to inhabit this vehicle. That I don't do. I have had that has happened before in my sleep. You're not in your body anyway. I'm out in my light body. I'm connecting 4, 5, 6 now density. Connecting the energetic cords and the entanglement so that when we get to octave full 4, we have a bridge to get to 5. I'm building the bridges for that. A lot of us all of us are channels. Where do your thoughts come from? This is a very hard question to answer. You are tapping into where did Tesla get his information from back then? Where did any of these people, Manly P. Hall, Madame Blavatsky, the Curtises, anyone behind me, Plato, Aristotle, Pythagoras, where did they get their information from? There are brilliant people out in the world, and I'm not saying there isn't people but they're getting higher divine assistance. They're getting the in streams of information out of the ether. But how does that actually, on a scientific level and scale, happen? You're using it's string theory. You have energetic cords in your toroidal field. everybody talks about the silver cord, but that's just another connection to source that tethers you to the infinite all. That is the quantum entanglement of it all. That's your silver cord. In my perspective, that's your silver cord. Yes, we are electrical beings. Listen, I did one of my first or a few in shorts when I started doing YouTube shorts, and it wasn't Little Thor all the time. I bought a voltmeter. Why? Because I needed to know I'm how electrical I am. I bought that to see if there is a difference in grounding, to test myself. I run a shit ton of electric. If I am not grounding properly and I have to ground differently every day, it's not just oh, I'm gonna go in a salt bath. It would put some frequency on. I love doing that. But that doesn't always work. I need to do feng shui. I need to do qigong, um, just movement, yoga, and I suck at yoga. Dana's tried, suck. Um, I was a Zumba instructor. I used to be a ballerina, so I dance a lot around the house. I stretch a lot. I go outside. I put my hands to the trees, especially it's getting cold and wet out here. I do a lot of different things to move my energy. It's not a one and done kind of thing. Everybody needs to figure out what works for them, and it might not always work. We have to keep discovering what is working for us, and when it stops working, what else can we try? It doesn't end. Yes, this gets your vibration up. Um, about 13 years ago, I worked at the YMCA in New York, a few blocks away from Trump Tower. It was fun working by Lincoln Center and by Trump Tower and walking past there every day to get to work. I met a shaman. I did a summer camp, an art summer camp, and I was a camp counselor, and I worked alongside with the shaman, and she gave me some different types of sprays, and she's like, you always have to clap after you spray it. It's like, all right, that sounds great. See, there's so many different types of yoga. Um, when I worked at the YMCA, I had a free membership, so I could just walk into a class because I was an employee, and I got a lot of exposure to different types of elements in yoga. The instructors, no offense to them, weren't the best, but I like chair yoga. And at the time, I do have a slipped L5 disc. It slipped. I have two L5s, by the way. This is weird, but I've had epidurals and I had procedures done on my back, not surgically, but awake, where they were trying to get me to be able to walk better and to try to adjust my spine because of that slippage. And I have degenerative disc disease. I don't like to claim those things because I'm way better now. But back then, I did chair yoga and I really enjoyed it. And I was with all the old ladies. It was cute. Those are my peeps. Absolutely right, Carol. Absolutely right. But yet also understand, take this in, and you know this already, Carol. Source is androgynous. Reconstructing reality in that book, when you go to your Venusian lifetime, some of us are from Venus. So in the book, they describe Venus, and your female and your male aspect are still in separateness, but they come together at certain points to merge with each other. Your divine complement, they call it in that book. And then you go to Arcturus in your full androgynous self. Boom. I think Urantia covers the androgyny thing, or it was it Blavatsky. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I think Blavatsky talks about the androgynous. Yeah, it was Blavatsky. Talks about that because we're individuated and we're separated. And then we meet our divine complement in fifth density. As you are now your guide to your third density selves, playing out experience, and you're going back and helping and guiding. So we will be the guides for our next incarnation in third density, because you will have that. I'm buzzing. Morgan Cat was my divine familiar. She was my second density self. She's waiting to become human. Ethan Cat is waiting to become human. I know that was my second density self. My sixth density higher self already merged with the third left, going bye-bye, is healing. Sixth density is here. Seventh density higher self, eighth density higher self are now starting to come in a lot more heavily. A lot of you are now integrating your fifth and sixth density selves into the vehicle that you are inhabiting in current time now. This body. Your higher self, your other higher density self is merging in with you right now. That's why a lot of us are seeing things. Scott can see the warping behind me. I'm probably, unbeknownst to my conscious self, already created a portal. I want the Stargate over there, outside. I don't want it in the house. But it might be that I have a portal already opening behind me. I don't like that, but yes, Carol does bedroom yoga, and check out the light. Carol, my brain. The Lightworkers Institute in Costa Rica. I hope I said that right. I don't know why I'm blanking on a lot of things. I'm channeling. But I've taken some of Carol's course work. It's amazing and it works. So go investigate that. I highly recommend it. I mean, I saw that stripper pole and I wouldn't call it a stripper pole. I just call it a pole. And that is a killer workout. I have, thank you, Buckshot. I have the Lightworkers Institute in Costa Rica. Maybe one day abundance will hit in a high form that I can get out of here for a little bit and explore Costa Rica. I know right now I'm still supposed to be here. I have a lot of work to do with the kiddos. Yes, Carol, you got the law of one. Most of us are from Meldeck. I'm not. Some of us are from Mars before Mars fell. Um, being from the Archangel Collective, and this has happened to me when I was closing the Stargate. When I was talking with the light workers who were doing the meditation with me, afterwards they started talking about the Orion Lyran Wars with the dragons. And I started getting snapshots and flashbacks, even though it's concurrently happening now. I was getting those memories and I was watching it. I wasn't partaking in it. And when I asked them to see if when they're in their vision, can they see me? And they're like, yeah, you're the bright light. So I have had over 28,000 carnations of experience in different forms in physicality, but a lot of that physicality was in different systems. I necessarily wasn't in the Milky Way for those lifetimes. I was in different systems. And see, Buckshot, it doesn't matter because your source, your source, that's all you need to know. And I could say this with a big amount of certainty, right? That I have this pie chart and the angels and the archangels are fifth and sixth density. There are higher levels of celestial beings that we have all inhibited. Rishis, Daihan Kohans, we were all things. So it's a matter of going within, and that's when your divine timing comes in. Divine orchestration. I was told by numerous people who can read my energy that it's up to you to do the work, but not to worry and focus yourself on some one thing, right? The first thing that came up in my exploration was the starseed thing. I was obsessive with the starseed thing. As I grew in the spiritual maturity, I then understood, no, I'm also connecting with the archangels. And then I'm experiencing celestial beings, and then I'm going into the oversoul, and then it's coming back down and figuring out the elementals, the animal totems. There's a million things that you encompass. It's just which ones compose you. Doesn't matter. At the scale end of the day, your source. You're all that is. It's beautiful. If that is the one thing you could take away, doesn't matter. Like, this is ego based. Hate to say it, but this is just a reference point of the amazing things that compose you. It's finding out which, so that you can work with it. How do you do that? Ask your own self, say it out loud. I would like to know what I am on a higher level. What is my oversoul composed of? Sit in meditation. Put that thought stream out there. Project it as will of intention. Because we're here in 3D. You have to put cause within effect. You have to put action into motion to get those things. When you put the will to power to think about something, because your thought becomes things, and you let it go, it will come to you. Like, I wanted to know my soul's name. The entirety smackdown of what my soul is actually called on a higher level. They won't tell me. It's 2 parts. That's all I got. They gave me some crazy Anunnaki name. I said, I don't resonate with that. That's probably another life I've had. Sure, but no. Eh, not really. So far, spiritually, that's me touching it. Who's here? I'm putting on my spirit talker. I'll see what they have to say. Because I'm being bombarded right now. Oh, I'm not lying. I'm being heavily bombarded. If anybody can read energy, I'm sure you can see it. There's a shit ton of activity behind me. I'm channeling a hell of a lot too, which is annoying in some ways. I love my gifts, but they're a burden as well. And I know a lot of people feel the same. Um, I'm just used to it because I've had that my whole life. Yeah. Yeah, like earlier I did that. I'm like, oh, I'm getting something.
Speak.
Says
I know
speak.
you.
I know you.
You are brave.
I am brave. Thank you, Spirit. What's your name?
Phantom.
Phantom. That's not their name. Phantom. They will never answer me because I ask them, what am I? And I never get an answer. Never get an answer.
Dare.
Oh. 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 Oh, this card.
They keep secrets here.
They keep secrets here. I'm going to put that on a little pause doodle. I wonder what secrets they're keeping. Okay. Soul mating. Talking about our divine compliments earlier here, Spirit. Embrace your soul to reveal a partner. A new encounter or a deepening of an already existing union will profoundly change the way you perceive unconditional love. Chemistry between two people does not mean they are life partners. You have entered each other's lives to awaken, expand, and open your hearts so wide that they may never close again. It may last for a moment, a season, or a lifetime. Time is not necessarily Time is not necessary to shift the cogs of your heart and feel the absolute ecstasy of you. A moment can open you to euphoria. The purpose of a soul relationship is to mirror your love and light and melt away any hard edges or walls you have built. Whatever is mirrored will intensify. Why there's so much shit projected into the world. Love and peace will feel bigger, but so will fear and pain. This reveals any wounds that hold us away from love, so we can heal them as we embrace more of the love we already recognize. This goes back to the beginning of this life. The more extremes you experience, the darker the shit, the more people are going to awake. The more you heal and go through the suffering and the trauma and walk through the hell, the more awake you become. That's why just about everybody in the chat, everybody that watches this probably has suffered immensely in their lives. And there is no comparison to that because I don't like the spiritual bypassing people do. Well, someone has it worse than you. That's a true statement at any rate, but someone always has it better than me. You can't neglect or reflect someone's hurting because that's their perception in their heart space of what is hurting. Whether it be physical or mental. The spiritual bypassing at its worst. When you negate somebody's suffering and say, well, someone has it worse. You're putting things into perspective for somebody, but you got to do it in a different aspect. I've had this happen to me in the majority of my life, and the biggest mirror that I've ever was to reflect in a big way was that when I started working at the Y, I was really, 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 really not at my 100% best. I was basically walking and crawling into my job with a walker and a cane to lifeguard at 5 in the morning. And people didn't understand it until they really saw me suffer. They saw my eyes well up in tear, and they saw my hands huge and puffy. They saw my knee on fire. They saw it physically to go, oh, wow. Young people can have arthritis too. This is insane. Oh, more compassion. Shit. Shit. I have Odin, kitty. Hi, Odin. He's looking to cause havoc. Where you going? Come here. Come say hi to everybody. Come on. Say hi. He's meowing. I don't know if he heard that. He in chair arm. He's all the way back here. Come say hi to everybody. Come on. Am I gonna get you? No. He's running away. He's a silly cat. I think he has a chunk of Morgan in him. And Freya has Ethan. There he is. Sensitivity, heightened intuition, and compassion. You are becoming more sensitive to the energy and vibrations that precede all physical creation. We can all sense these energies, but our rational minds often override our feelings. He's a climber. Sense beyond what you see with your eyes and hear in your mind. Trust your heart will bring together the most up-to-date information through your senses. When we are open to sensing and feeling love, it also means we are open to sensing and feeling fear. This clarifies the importance of actively choosing where you place your gaze and your focus, your energy. I say this all the time. Don't let old stories determine what you will think and feel. There is no hiding behind your words. Feeling sorry for another or situation doesn't help them or you. It takes you to a place where you can't hear any solutions and feeds back what they already know. You came here to create reality, not to accept it. You attract what you are, not what you think or what you say, but what you feel. Celebrate your sensitivity. Without it, you may not realize you have a choice. What do you want to bring into your life? Okay, that's a mic drop moment. As the cat's right there in my bookshelf. I say this all the time. We all want 5D. We got to think about it, explore it, imagine it. It doesn't matter what it pops up in your head as. If you see beautiful sparkles, distortions, whatever it is that you see, think on it. Feed the energy, feel it. Bashar says this all the time. Okay. I take a lot of what the beings say with a grain of salt, but I go here. If it aligns here, I'm taking it. And it's true for myself. When I get to that state of flux of feeling things, knowing it to be my truth, putting the energy in there, things start getting better. Going outside and mowing my lawn and racking the leaves, putting it into piles. I see things that other people cannot even see. I experience feelings I have yet to experience in full form, but they come in little glimpses, they come in little tinglings. That's fifth density. I'm in that state. It can't hold that state for long, but it's there. I experience it, and now I want more. This is why I'm not focused so much on this beautiful paper. And I know there might be some people that do not like the man or is on the opposite side. We all chose this, believe it or not. Unconsciously, the collective chose that result. What we need to bring into the actual consciousness, the unconscious collective, is to bring it conscious. We want to move forward. How are we going to do that? Where are you placing your energy? Where are you placing your energy? Do you want 5D? The way to that pathway is to work on yourself. I'm nowhere near healed in every capacity that I possibly can be. I haven't walked through all my catalysts yet. I am walking through my authentic self, going, okay, universe, what else are you dishing at me? What do I need to learn? What am I missing in this learning? Hi, Invix. I hope I'm pronouncing names right. I suck at that. By the way, I suck at that. What do you want to bring into your reality? I want abundance and prosperity for all people. How does that work? How does that happen? Okay. Putting the energy into Mother Gaia to ascend her. She's already ascended. It's meeting the energy to get there. So when I sending the thought stream into the ether that I want to send love to all, I do it. What is it that you can do on a daily basis to manifest what you want and not to wait for it and wait for that guy to come in a white horse? It's not going to happen. Things are changing anyway. I'm going to get these cards. I'm going to read some stuff for you guys on the full moon and some of the planetary conjunctions happening. Like I said, a lot of stuff is hitting my financial house. Gosh. Fourth chakra, the green ray. The energy of the heart chakra supports our inner guidance system, which is governed by our heart and capacity to love deeply. No, Freya, Odin's on my beanbag. I think Freya is where I do my oracle card readings. I usually, if I haven't done a video in forever, because I just been doing this. But when I do private readings, I'm on in a different spot down here. And I think she's laying there. Connection. The frequency of connection supports our ability to find alignment and resonance with others, things, and ideas. So what Spirit is really, the last four cards is really speaking about in the now, because things are changing, is really going deep inside and finding those programs that run in you and retune them. Not all programs are bad. Some of them are very useful tools to guide you, to heal you. I know I'm running a certain program I'm trying to rewrite and override right now. Right? Because in my reality, and this is true for everybody here, when you're working your ass off and you're physically working your ass off and you're not getting the energy exchange that you need. I love doing my job. I love my job. Yes, I get bit. Yes, I get hit. Peed and pooped on too. I mean, they all have diapers on, but I mean, I do get peed on once in a while. It happens. I'm not grossed out by that stuff. But I love working with those children because they're our future. They're the sparks of light that my frequency needs to hit, hold, touch, and activate in the 3D world. They're already activated. They're already way more advanced than many of us. But they're still stuck in these shells that are limited in their verbiage, and half of them can't speak yet. Some of them are very autistic. They don't speak, but they're very expressive. And my role is to help these kids. This is why I need to get another job, or I need to get like another full-time job and like dump this one. But I need my ducks in a row. But I know this is one of my purposes. It just doesn't pay well. And I'm trying to rewrite how I am wording my downfall. I'm supposed to experience this, but I need to figure out where the supplement is going to come in. Because I need to do this until I am told to move on. I'm not yet moving on. Yeah, we got to look, we have to think about we create our own reality, but collectively in the unconscious, we are manifesting reality. So in the collective unconscious, we all chose to not have a 5-month withdrawal from who's going to be president. Trump won. We all didn't sit down and think, oh, well, it's not going to happen. And there was a lot of doubts. There was a lot of projection. But this timeline occurred because collectively we all chose it, and it all aligned in synchronicity with the orchestration of source itself. We had to go through what we don't prefer to what we do prefer. Those people on the opposite side from us are now seeing what they don't prefer and now rethinking about, hi, Al Sunray. Oh, it's been, I have gremlins. I'm so sad. Hi, Thomas. I'm with pre-K nonverbal students whose parents, this is the problem, whose parents throw the iPad at them, but it's not anything that they can convey still. One of the children I found out because we had parent teacher conference yesterday. I wasn't at work. They were getting a talk board where they could press a button to convey what they want, but that should have been started a longer time ago, and those are really expensive. So we'll see what happens, but this is like where my purpose belongs because I telekinetically am talking to their higher selves. I am still not hearing what the kids' needs are just yet because I'm still bogged down by spirit. But eventually I'm going to be able to talk with them and get an answer. It'll freak everybody else out around me. For example, today, this almost made me cry at work. I have a little boy. He's like 3.5 going on 4. He's more on the 4 end. In the beginning of the year, a few weeks in, we started noticing that all of a sudden he would have extreme mood swings, like very defiant, angry, aggressive, hitting kids. And this is like not his normal self. He's a sweetheart. He talks a lot and he gets a little wound up, but normal kid activity. And he would just blow up out of nowhere. Don't know what the trigger is. Gets so aggressive that he smacks himself up against objects and falls over, and then has the blank stare effect. Like he stares out into space and you call his name, he's not responding. He's having seizures. And I'm a professional when it comes to that health stuff. So the third time that it did occur, because he would snap out of it kind of quickly, I made note of it and started to time everything, brought it to the mom's attention, which we told we're not allowed to do, which is bullshit. Did it anyway. And the mother thanked the teacher yesterday and me because I said the kid might need to see if he's screen him for epilepsy and or seizure disorder. Come to find out that I was right. That my assumption, my projection of this is what I'm seeing, he has this. They're testing him further for epilepsy, but he definitely has seizures. Runs in the family. I wouldn't have known that, but the behavior. So, got validated yesterday. Well, today, that I was on mark. And a few other instances I've been on mark with getting it right. And I just try to, not scare the staff or the teachers that I'm just doing me and they're not used to it. This is going to happen to a lot of us. Even in WeNotMe, I say a lot of things in chat and people are like either goes over their head or it sinks in. But it's hard truth to swallow. It's one thing to read a book or a document and project it to you guys, give you the information. It's another to integrate it, to absorb it, walk it, feel it, do it, be the example and the model for it. This is the hardest component that most people just don't get just yet. It's a work in progress. We can't ascend until you integrate the information. You can put a million Dolores Cannon videos out on social media. Do you actually integrate her understanding? Is it your understanding? She's not the end all be all of spirit. I have some of her books, but I bounce off other people's work. And then when a theme starts hitting and a collective idea starts happening, the law of one interchanges with a lot of the books behind me. You start connecting the dots in different aspects, and then you wrap it up together, you put a little bow on it, and you heart integrate with it. Not everybody is heart integrated with Dolores Cannon. You're not from that paradigm. We also have to consider the fact earlier that I said I saw the Lyran Orion Wars happening. This is where our seed, humanoid seed, was established, and the kitty cats and the beings that inhibited that area, the wars started happening, but it needed to spread. That was all purposeful. The light and the dark, it's an illusion. It's God playing itself out in distortion, in polarity and duality. God is androgynous. God is all things, source creator, the infinite intelligence, the creative thought, the all that is, whatever you want to label it as. The quantum entanglement to the photon of all photons. It's all the same thing. It's energy. When you understand how energy flows and how you are magnetizing things to you and how you are repelling things away from you, you have to understand how it works. I'm so glad people finally picked up that Ashma is in the chat. I just said hi, Ash, earlier. You guys are cute. I want to do a QHHT session. I've been wanting to do one for a long time, but the really, really experienced and good, reputable QHHT practitioners charge an exponential amount of money. It's worth that exponential amount of money. It's worth their time and their money. Don't get me wrong. I just can never afford that kind of money up front. But I would love to go into regression. I've been validated on a lot of things. I don't need to know all my 28,000 lives. I don't. I only get what is necessary for this existence right in the here and now. Ash. Buckshot, you're always working. That's a good thing. It's incredible. Okay, I'm being drawn. Hang on. Oh, what was I supposed to do? See, this is what happens. Spirit throws me off. You can. So regression, hypnosis. I looked into this a long time ago. Vikings calling me, so I have to wait. My mother was a smoker, as now I am. When I came about, when my parents adopted me, my father was like, listen, you got to go and you got to quit. Whatever, I don't want my kid around the cigarettes. My dad found for her a place. It was a hotel, the Staten Island Hotel, down the block from my old house. My dad took my mother there and got hypnotized, and it worked. She was a 3-pack-a-day smoker. She never touched a cigarette after that. So knowing this and seeing the results full force, because my mother couldn't handle, sorry guys, hang on. Seeing that, I wanted to know how to get that to that state to help myself with different things. My mom also went, because my mom was obese, to lose weight, but you still need food to sustain, so that didn't work. I was investigating, and I talked to a few people, and they said you really need to learn hypnosis, period. The different methods, because not everybody goes into hypnosis. Not everybody can be hypnotized. I'm one of those people. It's very hard to get me into that state. I have to kind of go into a trance state and then be brought in. Closing my Stargate was not an easy task at all. You can do it. I choose to smoke, and this is nicotine, for pain management. I stopped taking I was on painkillers for a long time, and I stopped it. I used to smoke the greens too. Don't get me wrong. I used to do a lot of naughty stuff. Um, I used to smoke cigarettes after I quit the green. And I found that it took my pain away. Jack Lander speaks about this. He does dip. Because of my teeth, I can't do dip. As I could just take my teeth out. I'm all about that. Don't get me wrong. I love the greens. The greens loved me, but greens are expensive and I can't afford that. And these, I usually smoke the most when I'm in heavy brain process. It calms my body down. Viking was calling me. Sorry, guys. Anywho, what do we want to start with? Oh, did I delete all of that? I did. Now I gotta go to a. I was an alcoholic. I was an alcoholic. Oh, Viking. I had to help Viking yesterday move furniture for the girls. I was gonna go to parent teacher conference with him because the girls really need help, and I'm the only one of the few people that can help. Yes. Um, I After quitting cigarettes and jumping to the little vape pens, the cigarette smell bothers me. I can't handle cigarette smoke. So something is working, and because of the blood test, I was able to stop smoking for 5 days. But I noticed how much more my pain was enhancing. I'm still working on releasing what's going on inside of me, pain wise. I mean, I have an autoimmune disease. I'm not ignorant to that, but so tonight is a full moon in Taurus. Release your past troubles with gratitude and set your future intentions with purity. Desire and action free from attachment. This is a moment of clarity guiding you to realign with your purpose. Trust the lighthearted feeling of inner knowing. Breathe deeply. Embrace this moment and step forward with openness. The universe is with you because you are it. You are ready. You are ready. You gotta be kidding me. Mother effer. Let's go to Telegram. Yeah, this is where I put it. This is hard to read when I need glasses. Super full moon in Taurus, Saturn's direct. Arriving on November 15th, this full moon in Taurus is the last super moon of 2024, which means that the lunar orb is very close, highly increasing the potency of this revolutionary energy, serving as a quantum bridge between 1111, the portal, Master Gateway, and the 1212 portal of self-mastery. The full supermoon at 24 degrees Taurus is tightly conjunct the Great Awakener. Uranus at 25 degrees Taurus, stirring the energy of divine surprise and transformation. This is the energy of sacred twists and gentle yet powerful pushes beyond our comfort zone. Hi. I'm playing that out right now. Bringing breakthroughs, revelations, and liberating new pathways that open our soul to boundless possibilities. Taurus full moon coincides with Saturn, the Lord of Karma, stationing direct on the same day at 12 degrees Pisces, amplifying energies of change and spiritual growth. This full moon also unfolds on the verge of the Palladian alignment portal as Earth and Sun are coming into perfect alignment with the Pleiades, when the Pleiades is opposite the Sun in Scorpio. This powerful alignment brings in potent galactic activations and anchoring of new Earth frequencies into the physical reality. Oh, it's snowing by you? I hope it doesn't snow over here. They're projecting it, and I'm like freaking the F out. Because I don't have a vehicle that can handle snow. In New York, you can walk. In Staten Island, I was able to walk to my bus stop. I can walk to work if need be. But I can't walk to the store, like the grocery store. I used to be able to do that too. Uh, that's why I liked living in New York. Everything was so close. Here, everything is like a drive. You need to drive. But I do live close to the school. So what does this all mean? And I'm gonna go read in what the Uranus Saturn stations direct things are. The revolution, the 1776 placements, the astrologers are talking all about this stuff. It's hitting all of our different houses. Don't worry if you don't know all of that stuff. What are you feeling inside? Like I've been saying, where is your energy going? We're all talking about the new earth, the new earth, the new earth. It ain't coming unless you do the work on yourself, clearing all the shit inside of you. And that's a process because now there's so many more people just waking up. Most of us, I know from myself, the last 2 years has been exponentially insane growth spiritually, but I've always been spiritually awakened. Okay? Extremely awakened spiritually. But the last 2 years, insane. Insane. I've always channeled, but now I'm channeling all the time. most of you are starting to access your deeper qualities of your abilities. You always had them. Now they're just coming full force. And in different aspects. We're going to taste a lot of this. You got to do the work on yourself in order to be a service to others. It's been a while, 2 years. And for the awakening of higher consciousness, of the expansion of consciousness, that's been the last 10 years. Many of us felt the shift in 2012. I know I have. And I was way younger in 2012. But I felt the energy. When I was in college, I was reading Ashiana. I was reading The Law of One. I couldn't comprehend it. It wasn't my time. It got a taste of it. What I comprehended more was the existential philosophy that's behind me. Nietzsche, he saved my life. That work saved my life. It put a lot of things in perspective. It's dark. It's sassy. It's sarcastic. It's guttural. Existential philosophy is very like in your face, fuck you. But for me, that's what I needed. It was a kick in my pants. Then that stuff started making sense. The spiritual stuff started aligning. Many of us have been going through our own processes of understanding what it is that we are. Understanding all these alignments and all these changes that are going to happen. Now, what are you going to do with your energy to make it happen? If you can wake up each and every day and be thankful that you're here and have the gratitude that you're here, go in that alignment space and say, okay, well, how do I want humanity to be prosperous and how do we evolve? What are the steps I can take to get there? That's for you to decide, not for me. For me, I wake up every day and I want to see sparkles. I want to see cute little kitty cats and puppy dogs. I want to see harmony. I want to see people thriving. I want to see better pay. I don't think we're all going to stop working anytime soon. I was told I was going to work for a very long time. That I need to physically be out there to put my energy field out there. I need to be doing this. So little Thor has a big shelter that I built for him 2 years. Well, I bought it last year, right before winter, around now, and I built it for him. And it has straw. I put some blankets down, but I put like a lot of layers of straw because it's hard. And then I have above it a heated shelter. It's a smaller one, but it's also straw, but it has a heating pad in there so it can keep him warm. I'm really hoping that I can get him to jump into the carrier. I have an idea. I just need to find a place that will do neutering for extremely cheap because I can't afford it right now. That's But going back to the frequencies and the energies, the supermoon in Taurus aligns with Uranus while Saturn stations direct, delivering a cosmic blend of positive surprises and karmic rewards. The potent energy is a catalyst for breakthrough, forward momentum, and magical twists of fate. As Saturn moves direct, the universe shifts gears, offering progress of long-awaited rewards for hard work, persistence, and pure intentions. If you felt stuck or uncertain, I'm there. Prepare for clarity and movement in the areas like your career, your relationships, and personal aspirations. This is a time when your dreams that you want to pursue begin to take form, finally manifesting in tangible ways. Meanwhile, Uranus brings unpredictability, unexpected opportunities, or sudden revelations. You're going to get a lot of aha moments. This is a time for karmic alignment, where the universe mirrors back the energy you put out into the world. So welcome the extraordinary possibilities ahead with the potency of the supermoon, of the power of these cosmic shifts. Magical moments are on the horizon. So this is what my tarot cards, I watch a lot of tarot card readers in the morning before I go to work, just to get a synopsis of the energy going on in my sign. I'm an Aries. I suggest you guys watch your signs too. This has been for weeks that I have a shift coming. I have no clarity on what direction to take. All I've been doing is putting applications out, messaging metaphysical stores to see if they would take consignment, trying to get vending events that I can afford. If they're $20, I can probably swing that. I'm still trying to figure out the abundance of my property tax that's due tomorrow. Not getting paid right now. All this stuff is going to come into clarity for many of us, and that might take time. I think Mercury is also going retrograde very soon, but there's a lot of shifting happening. So what's going to play out on the outer world is going to be the political stuff for a few months. And it's going to continue to play out. Where are you feeding your energy to? You're sure, who doesn't want to see public hangings and all this stuff, but why are you feeding your energy to that? Don't let it rent room in your head. This is a moment in time where you need to understand yourself, go deep within, and know what you actually want. Doesn't matter if you're retired, doesn't matter if you're in school, it doesn't matter what stage of life you're at. You hold a purpose here, you're alive for a reason. Now it's the time to get clear on what that is and how to push forward. What are you contributing to the annulment that is on its way? The new earth, the alignment of fifth density. How are you aligning yourself to that? Where are you feeding your energy in each and every day? What you put out, you're going to get back. And sometimes it might not be in this lifetime. Yes, Thomas. True. Here's a caveat to that, though. Not everybody can meditate. We all meditate all the time, believe it or not, but consciously being able to meditate, a lot of people can't go into the silence. Our fast-paced world made it so that we can't go into, well, if you work all the time and you have a family, it's a lot harder to find that silent time to go deep within. And a lot of people just can't do it consciously. When you're washing your dishes, when you're cleaning your house, when you're doing the laundry, is when a lot of people meditate, unbeknownst to them. It's that zoning out. When you're going into nature and you're connecting with it, it's meditation. A lot of the sleepy people, they're now going to start awakening to the new paradigms, to some truths. And it's going to take a long time for them to actually feel it. because they're still going through their grieving process. The other side is grieving. Well, I voted for this person because that person's a female. This is all I'm hearing at work. I'm back in a liberal island. These people unconsciously are awakening. Unconsciously. They're expanding unconsciously. Something is going to spark within them, and that's going to be many of us seeding gently in a mature manner with love, some truths, sprinkle. A lot of people are, talking to me about they are abolishing the Board of Education. I think it's the greatest thing in the world. They're like, why? What are you talking about? We're going to lose our jobs. No, what? School's not going away. I would hate to see schools go away. It needs to be there's a need for reform in all aspects of education. Okay, my town is actually doing a good thing, and they're bringing trade schools into the high school. So kids that are not academically all about the STEM or about, they can get their hands dirty and learn how to weld, become a nurse, become a teacher. There are pathway trade school things in the high school here that they just opened up a big wing in the school for all of these things. So kids don't need to go out and be lost. You could choose the trade route degree. They did this back in the 60s. My mom got a secretary degree and do a trade. Get out of high school without having to work at McDonald's. I mean, a lot of these kids aren't prepared to work. You might get a degree. Like I got an art degree. I'm always going to be an artist. There's no field to put me in. Job experience. I had to go to work to get the experience. And a lot of these schools and a lot of these places aren't teaching you how to actually work. They're just teaching you some basic stuff. Most stuff is on job and going through the experience. Thank you, Thomas, for stopping by. It's crazy. My cough is almost done. I am going to write to the White House, and I'm also going to write to Indiana, whoever the congressmen are. I don't even know what goes on, but I'm going to write to them and say, well, I should not be making what a McDonald's worker makes. What is going on in my town? What audit needs to happen, and who is being held accountable for the tax money of the people going and not servicing these kids? You're not hiring the best stock because no one wants to work for a full-time job with a degree and get shit pay. My job takes a shit ton out of me during the day. I have to wrangle kids in. I'm like a security guard with experience. So why am I getting paid shit? This is all facets of life. Education sucks because the right people are in it. Believe me. Not everybody has a cat litter box. It's not even a thought. There's no gender shit in my school system, period. There's no inappropriate books in the library. None of that is in my school. I'm in a red state. None of that is there. The ideology shit is not there. The race stuff isn't there. And let me tell you something, the majority of my school is not my color. Everybody gets along beautifully. None of that stuff is there. What is there is missing parents because all they're doing is working. 5 jobs. The kids don't have their parents to go home to. There's drug problems here. A lot of these parents, a lot of these kids are autistic and have behavioral problems. A lot of these things are going to take time to be dealt with. But in the meantime, there's this in between. We're bridging. This bridge has to be made and built. We're the ones to build the bridge. It starts with us. We need to take action. We want to better ourselves. How are you going to do that? You have to take the bull by the horns and actually put action into motion. I plan on writing to the White House. Hi, why paraprofessionals who are a teacher's asset in a classroom, we deal with very hard extremes, getting paid and not being acknowledged in any of the states across the United States. It's a disgrace. That goes for anybody that works in a school. It's not an easy job, and everybody criticizes it. Well, the kids are coming out. Oh, that's from the top down. If it's going back to the Articles of Confederation and the states are taking over, we, the people, have to dictate now what the state will do and hold them accountable to those doings. That's in all facets of things. So if you're in the real estate game, if you're in the engineer game, if you are whatever field you're in, how do you want your state to conduct that business? This is up to us now. Get your word out there. It might not be right. It might be thrown out in the garbage. I don't know. But you know what I do know? You put the energy and action into motion to manifest something. I did not, Scott. I mean, I'm a little on the commerce side right now. I've been guided to pull this. Light language. It's a built-in galactic transmission via sound that is embedded into all star seeds on your planet. This language that is truly beyond language is a sound transmission that vibrates cellular memory to remind one of their true cosmic origin. This is so for those of you who are into light language, listen to frequency. It doesn't need to be the asha karata blah blah. I don't do that. I listen to people that do speak that language. It's great. Not my jam. I do more of the vocal toning, doing that stuff. That's my thing. Daniel Scranton is a good example of somebody who does vocal toning. It looks wild, crazy. You might laugh at it, but it works. Try listening to vocal toning. Try doing it yourself, humming, doing stuff like that. It looks silly too. I do that in my bathtub. I do that in the hot tub. I'm putting my frequency out there. Like when I make my coffee, I speak intentions into my drink and I do a lot of that. Speak frequency into your water because it's shown scientifically changes molecularly. Who knew? Now you know. Speak lovely things into your life. Star royalty. Look how royal that looks. You know who you are. You know why you came. You are made of the essence of star royalty. Those that are royal to our societies aren't ones born into certain blood lineages. Reset. But those whom have done the work within themselves to know on such a deep level that they are one with all of source creation. This anchored unity with source brings these beings into such a wonderful state that they are able to perform the miraculous by harnessing the energy which creates universes and using it to service the collective. This is all possible through self-discovery and their declaration that one is royalty. Because you're God. I didn't have to tell you guys that. You know that already. I think that if anybody's having problems on the YouTube thing, that it is definitely Gremlins, because it's just like JQ. He speaks, things go cray cray. I speak, things go cray cray. And I just want to say thank you to everybody that has been watching me and contributing to my watch hours. I finally see how things are going to become clear for me. Got to put my application in to become monetized. So thank you, especially Scott, Buckshot, and Amy watching Little Thor every day. Thank you all for doing that for me, because that's passive income. I'm not banking on it. If it comes, great. If it doesn't, I'm still going to continue, but it does help. Even if it's $20, it's something. And they take a portion of it that actually isn't as bad as Rumble. And interesting with Rumble, they stopped syncing my YouTube videos. I had it synced. So whatever was on this channel went to Rumble. Rumble, you had to pay $100 a month for to go live. I don't know if it's like that anymore. But because I am shadow banned on Rumble, believe it or not, I don't know how we even get WeNotMe on. I don't know. Honestly, it works in the beginning. So like when I make the show itself and I post it, I'm able to say hi to everybody in the chat for like 25 to a half hour. Then I have to refresh like 3 times and my chat is back up. I could say hi again to a couple of people. Then all of a sudden it goes out again. And then I'm waiting and waiting for my chat to pop back up. And this is not just on the desktop. This is on the laptop and the phone. It's selective when it wants to work. It's annoying, to say the least. Annoying. I don't have that feature yet. They eventually. So when I get the application to get monetized will happen, and then I will have to apply after that fact to get super chats and channel membership. But that channel stuff comes after I hit 100,000 viewers, I think. That's from every Storm Chaser I watch. Super chats and stuff comes after 100,000. I think it might be less, it might be 50, but I am nowhere near that. Not at all. So I have once this I end the live, I upload all the information. So if anybody wants to donate or help me out, you could do it via PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. It's truly appreciated. Everybody's going through hard times, including myself. So I get it. I am exploring Patreon, but not necessarily doing lives and stuff. I'm going to do that here. I might do more art. I'm thinking about it. It depends. If I don't get a job, I might do like paint and sips. So like you get a bottle of wine and you buy a canvas and a paint, and for $1.99, I can show, go through a painting class with you. Do that once a month. So I might use Patreon for that. Uh for the art stuff. I don't know. I'm still thinking. I got a time for healing. So all this crazy energy going on, we're all shifting, we're changing, and some of us are going to be getting rid of the old paradigm really bad. A lot of karmic stuff is coming out, but in a good way. So we got to really do the healing to receive. In my most Italian, have faith in your dreams. I have faith. I have not given up. I have persevered through all of this shit. Persevered. This channel is now 3 years old. I didn't give up on it. I'm not giving up on it. I'm persevering through it. So far, no ghosts. I know Scott's like, ah. You know what's really interesting working again with the kids? It's incredible that the full moon really heavily affects kids. No shit joke. Yesterday, no, the day before, Wednesday, when I was working, the kids were helter skelter banana nuts. The kid that bites, like I kept calling him, in a jokingly manner, not to just making a light of his hard situation, calling him vampire and werewolf. I don't like to do that. I don't like to make those claims because, the kid can't help himself. It's not his fault. But he was out of whack. A few other kids as well, out of sorts. I had one little girl. She's the cutest thing in the world. Love her. She is the sweetest thing. She was in hysterics Wednesday. Wouldn't stop screaming or crying. Wouldn't stop. It was incessantly we only have a half day with these little ones. It was almost the entire time she was in the building. She was hysterical. And we didn't know what to do for her. She doesn't verbalize much. She could tell me her colors, but she can't really convey much. It was devastating to watch that. Oh, Amy, you rock. There's a lot of people here that help me. You guys help me enough by just watching and sharing. And what Miss Amy does is on her Facebook, she posts little Thor's days, Thorable, and puts that out there for her collective, and it's cute. So I thank her for that. Miracle, dearest one, even if all hope seems lost, let not hope slip away. For I, your guardian angel, am constantly by your side. Surrender all your concerns to me and trust in the healing power of love. Please believe that you are never alone. Together we shall work through each issue or situation which is of concern to you. All heals with the passing of time. Magic and miracles are about to manifest. Encouragement. Your love is invaluable to the earth and to those around you, even though you may not always see the positive effect your love has on others. Trust, for it does. Each time you offer love through a loving gesture, thought, or a word, you plant a seed of love. And love always generates more love. Trust and continue your loving work. This is for everybody. This is what motivates me to come on each week and each day when I get to do a video. This is why I do it. It's doing it out of love. It's doing out of sharing what source brings through me to bring to you in order to manifest a change in all lives, in humanity. Do you really think we would be this far ahead if we all collectively didn't work together? It's because of all of you. All together now, that we have raised our frequency, that we're here, that all of this is possible, that what was mailed to me in the mailbox today manifested. I'm so excited that I got those. Sorry. That was because of all of us. How exciting is that? And even if you didn't vote for him, I saw that. Just went up like that. Even if you didn't vote for him, think about the world is changing. It's showing you what you prefer and what you don't prefer. And enough of us preferred this outcome, this timeline, that's where we shifted to. The job now for us is to use the wisdom that Source is handing us to shift the bitch quicker. How do we shift it quicker? We have to still do action and put motion into that action to have an end result. So I will be writing the White House and Indiana's state government, hoping that change will be effective come January 20th. Things are going, they're already halfway in place, right? I know Ashmai is in Ireland. I'm sure there's stuff there that people can just write to their governments and say, hey, this is an issue here. I'm noticing this. If all of this is going back to the states, I don't know how other countries, their parliaments and houses of government work, per se. You can effectively make a change, even if it doesn't get addressed. You still put the energy out there for change to happen and occur because it's in your field. It's your will to power. What is your willing to power? For me, I came into neutrality to see both sides. Objectively, without an attachment to a bias of mine. We all have them, right? Like I prefer this red pill, not the blue pill. But I objectively detach my emotional states to see both sides, not judging either side, but looking at the full picture. Not just the picture I prefer, but all of it. Because there's still my other selves over here stuck in this paradigm as I have people stuck over here in this paradigm. I'm just the bridge to which train you want to go on. And many of you are that same. You are the bridge. You are Grand Central Station where people are traveling through. And what your frequency, what you're modeling in society, some people who are stuck and unaware of where they want to go, they see your light and your brightness and your joy and your excitement, that you have faith. Those people might shift onto your train. Hey, the more the merrier, come along. This side is going to be like, oh, look at all this shiny shit that I have on this train. It's like walking in Chinatown in downtown Manhattan Soho section where all the knockoffs are. It looks fucking pretty and beautiful, but is that going to sustain you, or is that just for show? What train? And there's no wrong or right train. But when you model the behavior, like I'm doing at my job, I'm showing the liberals, there's nothing to be scared about. You get to rewrite history right now. What do you think lacks in education? Now let's write to your legislature and change it. So something to put out there. Why did MAGA hat turn black? What's with the black hats? What symbol does that show you? It's not as obvious. Does it matter what side? In order to know your light, you have to know your shadow. You need to know the see you next Tuesday that dwells within you. I have a big sassy see you next Tuesday within me. And right there. And right there. Fuck around and find out. I'm a sassy bitch, but I'm love and light. I'm walking my authentic self. Black is a spectrum of all colors. It's not a real color. Ewas. Tree. This rune is associated with endings. But with any ending, there's always a new beginning. Something in your life is fading away, but is being replaced by something stronger and more relevant. The card is linked to the symbolism of a yew tree, known for its strength and endurance, incredible longevity, and ability to regenerate from within its own trunk. If you draw this card, you need to allow aspects of your life and yourself, your assumptions, to fade away naturally. Be patient. Just let them go and allow new life to take root. While ending and death is a dominant theme here, this card is also about endurance and dependability, and excitement and possibility of rebirth. You are transforming from inside and out, and should not fight this process or try to breathe life into what is dying within you. You are entering a phase of renewal, strength, vitality, and personal power. Hello, full moon. Hello, full moon. Yes. So the blue button people, like my parents, when my father and my mother passed away, that is what's planted in the cemetery with their headstones, is a yew bush. A yew bush. Oh, Leah, you're awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Checking to see all the fun. Yes, the Jews are not to be hated. They chose that experience for a reason. All chose their pathways for experience, to learn, to grow, to have soul growth. Another thing that spirit wants me to getting this big and strong, loud and clear. This just dropped in my conscious. There's going to be a lot of passings. Again, are going to have waves of passings. A lot. So the unconditional love that is being spoken about through all these cards is also expressing the unconditional love for someone's soul contract. Okay. A lot of people are going to leave the earth plane as the bigger shifts are going to start coming in. And the shifts that are coming in have always been coming in. We're just becoming more cognizant of the energy, feeling it, understanding why we're not feeling good. I'm purging a bunch of shit physically. So are many of you. We're not feeling good. Things are happening. Things are coming up. Okay. This is just the body removing what no longer serves us. This is the harder aspect that a lot of people are still attached to their loved ones, whether it be your husband, your animal, your friends, your family, whatever have you. Spirit, it's just a transcension. It's a transmutation of energy. It's hard to describe how I mourned my parents' loss, and it wasn't that long because I know they're with me all the time. In the physical world, what sucks for me is being so young. I was 22 when my father passed away, and I was 34 when my mom passed away. And I, at that time, had no concept of my birth family. So I lost my parents rather young, when now I could use my father's insight on financial stuff. As I'm dyslexic, I'm not good with finances. Not because I wasn't taught it. Things flip in my eyesight physically. I see things differently. It would be nice to have something or some people to fall back on for help or advice. And not to say I can't ask people for advice, but nothing is as good as your own family, your parents. Mickey Michelle, you know it. You want your family, but your family's always with you. Like, I asked my dad, I'm like, why do my father was a mathematician. He taught math. I'm like, Dad, why does this keep happening to me? What am I not seeing? What am I not understanding? Please put people on my path that can help me. I'm not asking you to do the answering. I'm asking you to put people physically in my life to help me see where I might be going wrong, or where I'm not understanding a certain concept or word terms, because everything is still in bar association language that is hard to interpret, right? Yeah, I sold a house and I bought a house. That's great. But the old understanding the mathematics and the terminology, legalities, I don't quite grasp any of that fine letter print shit. Dad put people in my path. Mom, hi, calm me down. Thank God I have gray hair. We need to understand, though, that this is the next wave of people going to start leaving the planet. Understand their soul contracts. You don't need to know their soul contract, but understand that everybody is going to start shifting. A lot of us are going last because we're the bridges. We're building it. People might not be able to handle the frequency and energy of this next couple of months. They're going to start going. They're going to get new ascension. They're going to heal, go through the life review. They're going to help and aid us from upstairs. The larger of the light that moves forward to transcends toward the light, the more light that's going to shine down on us. The more assistance we're going to have here. It's not just our higher selves and our oversouls and all the collectives and the aliens. We need to shift on our own. They're aiding us. So I got a whole team of spirit upstairs helping me shift. But most people have their families here intact. Detach, please. You're still gonna mourn. It's still gonna suck. It hurts. You're gonna go through all that stuff. But know deep down inside, they're fine. And they're gonna be your guardian until you meet them again. You're gonna meet them again. You're already there. You're just not aware of it. They're there. You're there. Remember, you're fractaled. You are source. Nothing is not you. Your spouse, even if you hate the living daylights out of them. I know some of you do. Some of you are divorced. Some of you are separated. Some people are happily married. That union happened for a reason. What did you learn from it? Some of us are single. Yes, I'm talking to Viking, but I'm doing it for the sake of the girls. One of them wants to go to church, and I'm like, hell no. You need a spiritual church. I can bring that to you, child. Yep. We need to heal. And we need to detach from the fear of death. Fear of death. Because you were so stuck on this, we get stuck on that transformation that's beautiful. I passed my mother on. Do you know how hard that was? Knowing that I would be an orphan, knowing I would be all by myself, having the understanding energetically, my family wasn't going to be there for me. I knew that already. It fucking sucked. But the beautiful thing was that I got to do the best thing I could have done for my mother is tell her to go home. I will meet you soon, and you can always come back and talk with me and guide me. You just have to show me clearly the signs. I saw her soul leave her body and go to source. Well, the light. That was hard. Knowing that my life in that moment was going to be changed forever because I wouldn't have either one of my parents to fall back on. I had to fall back only now on myself. That I am now the one that deals with it all, and I have that shoulder of the world on top of me. We will end up there with them eventually, and we need some cheerleaders to get us up there. I had to pull down a lot of crap to get my stubborn mom to leave. My mom was stuck here. She suffered because she didn't want to let me go. She loved me unconditionally, and she didn't want to see me in the wrong hands or in the wrong relationship or in the wrong circumstances. My mother did not want to leave. She was stubborn. She was old school. My mother is as old as Trump. 78. She did not want to leave me. And I had to convince her that it's going to be okay, that you can go up and you can watch me and still be a part of my everyday life and influence the energy around me for things to come into my lap. We're all that strong. It's the catalyst that we chose. So this time around, I chose relationships that I needed to heal, the karmically, understanding the self-love frequency. It took a long time to look in the mirror and say, I love you and mean it. It took a long time to accept me for me with no apology. The big see you next Tuesday, middle finger type bitch that I can be. But I love that aspect of myself. I didn't like it. I didn't like some of the things I did, but now I realize looking back at my life, and this is what I want to reflect on all of you to do, all of it had a purpose. If you're a drug addict, if you are an addict in any way, if you had a bad accident, your parents died young, whatever the case, it all happened for a reason. You orchestrated it with them. Why? Is the true question in essence. I needed that experience. I needed to do drugs to actually get my brain straight. If I didn't do it, I would probably be dead. I hated life that much back then. I didn't want to live. I was looking for any way out because I couldn't put into words that other people around me could convey that I'm seeing things that no one else is seeing. I am not in my room all the time. I'm in another dimensional space. I am seeing demons. I am seeing dead people. I am being clawed up at night, and I don't know why. Now I do. I wanted to numb myself out from my parents not understanding the generational gap. They wouldn't let go. They didn't trust me. They babied me in many ways. I was constrained a lot. So I didn't want to live. And I did a lot of stupid, it's not stupid. I just had a lot of different experiences. And through those experiences, showed me the beautiful parts of life that I didn't know that was there. Did a lot of hallucinogenics in my time, and I don't recommend them because you can achieve those states mentally. But a lot of that stuff helped. And then I stopped doing it all. Cold turkey. Don't need it anymore because I don't need to numb myself out. I saw the beautiful parts of this world through my two eyes. I saw the other dimensional spaces. Hi, Odin. Hi, baby. He's not going to let me capture him to get him up here. He's licking his tummy. The eel and the iris, safety. Know that when the second waves of people going, it's because it's safe. and they're going to go up and they're going to guide us. The skunk and the magnolia, protection. A lot of us are getting psychically attacked and affected by the negative thought forms via demon, gremlin. They're happening. They're attacking us because they don't know that their choice to go on that train is over there. They're still stuck in the light because they are light. Haven't figured it out yet. The badger and the ginkgo. Healing wounds. We have to heal. More times than not, this is the best portion of being conscious in 3D. We've done this before. Multiple times. We were just not as aware. All of the timelines, the Tartaria, the Lemuria, the Allan, it's happening now, just in a different multiversal space. I got him. Hi, everybody. This is my big boy, my cow kitty, who happens to actually have angel wings. Do you have angel wings, Odin? Yes, you do. They're still getting used to everything. I don't know where Freya is. She's adorable. We have to make it beautiful. We just have to stop feeding the negative energy. We're helping them manifest their reality and not the one that we chose. This is our test. When you shed the program of hate and judgment on others and understand that that's your other self, Hillary Clinton, I'm going to make it so vile for you. Some of you. Your other self is Hillary Clinton. You have to forgive it. You have to heal that portion of yourself. I don't condone that aspect of myself that's playing that role in another body as source. Don't condone it. Not feeding any energy to it anymore. But I give it compassion, unconditional love to see the light. They're so damaged. They're so entrapped in that darkness. They don't know any other thing than to destroy and to have power over. It takes very damaged people, trauma to be in that kind of state, to do that kind of harm. That's where the real compassion and forgiveness and unconditional love comes in to your other self. You don't condone their actions. I don't feed their actions anymore. I don't talk about them anymore. They're not in my paradigm. They're not in my reality. I am not willing them into my reality to create havoc. Slowly, when more people do this, the collective unconscious is going to write them out of their scripts. When you continuously focus on what was in linear time-space continuum, it continuously continues to cycle through. When you put a stop to that energy, feeding it, manifesting it with the collective unconscious, when you stop it, it doesn't affect you anymore. It's tapping into the collective unconscious. You're manifesting, I'm manifesting these cards in front of me. I'm manifesting my coffee in front of me. Everything here is my thought materialized in form. The epoxy resin, I created that unconsciously. You all did the same. So we got to stop feeding the wanting of death and destruction, because that perpetuates the cycle and that will stop you from moving forward. God isn't going to judge you. You are God. You judge yourself. You're going to put this, once you physically pass, the Curtises go over that. You're going to fall into the state of where you are energetically. If you're allowing the world to dictate to you how to feel and what carrot on a stick you're going to grasp, because you're not creating your reality, you're allowing everybody else to create your reality. Like I said, all these spiritual people, oh my God, the flash of light is coming. It's been coming. What delusional world are you in? Oh no, you're haven't done this tonight. Look at me. Wishful thinking. Ah! I would love what the IRS took from me from my inheritance, because it was my mother's tax deferred annuity and they killed me on that. Everybody thought I was rich. Sold my house. Do you know how much taxes were taken, how much money was taken from me selling my house? A fuck ton. I don't know why people equate, oh, you sold your house, you should be fine. No. Zumba is adorable, by the way. I love your videos. When Oh, that's another thing, side note. Those of you on Facebook that are on mine, I'm also not seeing a lot of people's Facebook posts because like not, I can't have my phone out at work, but I do get some break times uh during the, day. Sometimes I'll go out to the bathroom and I'll just check my phone real quick. I am not seeing people's Facebook shit. And I only know this because like when I'm at Vikings and he's on his Facebook, right? I'm seeing like posts 5 days ago that I made on his feed. So I apologize for anybody that does post stuff that I'm not reacting to, because that's a chain of help. That's getting a word out. That's sending love and light. I don't see many people's stuff. I see once in a while someone's video. Yeah, it's definitely I know I'm shadowed. We still haven't flipped the script on the paradigm just yet. Let's just say commander-in-chief that's been commander-in-chief needed us to be awoken to certain things. We're still suffering. Yes, for experience, we signed up for this. Great. There's no reason why I shouldn't be able to see people's posts. You know what I do get? A bunch of garbage. I'm hoping that once January 20th hits, that a lot of us will start being able to see posts Like I said, with going on Rumble, I can barely get in a chat. It is very frustrating because I like to say hello and put the energy in there. Like when I do blessings, it's because I really love everybody. I want to give good cheer to everybody and good vibes. I want to input some things that might be controversial because people don't, they're not ready for that higher level truth that I'm talking about here. Some people are still in, I hate the Jews. Jason admitted it to me. I've said this a million times already. He's not there yet. Still love him. He's my best friend. I give him compassion. He knows it. He's aware. He is going to eventually have to change his paradigm. He knows it. It's not his time yet. And it's not a lot of people's time yet. But they stopped talking to me because they're like, oh, but you're on this paradigm. I'm like, there's no comparison right now. Stop competing with me on where you're at spiritually. I don't judge where you are. Never will. I know why I'm here. I know what I am. I am not sticking it in anybody's face. I'm not going to sit here and predict shit because that what good is that? We create every moment in the now. But even that side, they will get their justice because that's what was written for their scripts. Soul contracts. Everybody has one. What happens if Hillary Clinton is Saint Germain, experiencing the darkness like Lucifer channels through me? Lucifer, Archangel Hallel. Everybody depicted this thing as a demon, the blackest of black, the guy of hell. Nothing but false information. He had to play the adversary God wanted him to play. That's the trick. People play a role. The next life they live, they play a different role and a different role. Listen, I know I have some dark aspects to my soul that was a murderer, what did horrible, horrific things. I know it. Does that make my entire essence evil? Because I needed those experiences? No, it doesn't. This is why we need to really look deeper into the spiritual aspects of things to see that it's all God. God's playing both sides. And why are we judging the other side? It's just an experience they need to have. Detach your emotional states to things. That is the hardest truth to convey at this moment in time, is to stop judging and hating other people for the experience they signed up for. That's them. Let them do them over there. Stop feeding the energy for those people over there that you're not feeding energy to anymore. We can't create a new earth. We can't create a new earth if we're focused on their shit. Yes. Though his story is skewed in so many ways. This little piece of hair here is bothering me. What was written in the Bible, like I said, there is no 10 Commandments. It's written, thou shalt not, but Yeshua never said that. Moses did. The Bible is Pauline. Aaron Abke goes over it really good with a fine-tooth comb and applies the law of one. That's what Yeshua came here to teach. I also channel Yeshua. I'm a part of his bloodline. Most of you are as well. It's the Christ consciousness. The Curtis book readings is what I'm reading now in those books. The two books that I started one and I'm reading, I'm almost at the end of Message of Aquaria. It confirms and validates all the things I've been saying for years, just in different terms. Yes, Mickey. Yes. I don't like them either, but I'm not feeding the energy anymore. They're not renting space up in my mind. I know, we all know, like those of us who have the larger awareness of the fuckery that's been going on, right? We know all the intricate shit. We know how horrible and how deep it goes. I don't need to feed that anymore. I don't condone it. They can go over there and live their experience over there, right? As we're shifting, this earth is shifting. I want to be on the light side. How do we get there? That's what I'm focused on. I'm not focused on the fuckery anymore. What good does it do? Oh, so we don't repeat it. That's great. That's exactly great. But not, it doesn't apply to me anymore because I'm already in the awareness of what I don't prefer. And what I don't prefer is what is going on over here that God's playing out. I'm playing the light side of God over here. Now, how do we get here? Is going within and doing the work, coming in neutrality, not judging them anymore. They're not renting room in my mind anymore. I'm not worried about I didn't even care about, I love the election. I voted. I did my duty. I'm happy. But he's not coming in and giving me money right now to pay my bills right now. He's not helping inflation to put gas in my car. He's not lowering the prices on shit. He's not taking the chemicals out right now of the food. Right now. I live in the now moment. He's not saving my day. I have to save my own day. How do I do that? I'm putting action into motion by putting applications out all over the place. I'm putting opportunities out there for myself. Hey, do you want to buy some of my and then resell them or have consignment somehow? I'm putting myself out there. I'm looking at full-time jobs. It might not be in education anymore. I don't know. I'm looking all over at all things. I am not limiting myself. I have to live my everyday life just like all of you. Bills have to get paid. We're still in 3D. We're not leaving 3D anytime soon. The state of ascension is consciously. And when the collective, the mass, gets it, applies it, integrates it, walks it in their field of energy, then the actual physical shift will occur. It's going to take a long time. We chose the slower route, but that second wave of, well, maybe the fifth wave by now, of passings are going to start happening again. The planetary alignments I was reading earlier, what the cards are coming in as, we're going through major shifts again. Major shifts are happening in our lives physically. And this is another period of time where people are going to start leaving. Give those people love and open the invitation for them and say to them, you're more than welcome to come at any time and be in my energy field. Being agnostic, I'm spiritual. I don't have a religion. I pull and pluck what works with my heart. I can talk about God in the scientific quantum sense, the photons, the gluons, the quarks, the quantum entanglement of atoms and molecules whizzing and connecting with us. I could talk about God in a Christian term, in a Jewish term, in a Muslim term. It's all one. We're just differentiated to have different experience. So God itself, the energy itself, consciousness can experience itself through all of us. That's why we're all different. That's why we all look different. That's why some of us are white, some of us are black, some of us are brown, some of us have white hair, blonde hair, blue eyes, wide eyes, this eye. That's why we're all beautiful beings. That's why we have our own thoughts from our higher self that source gives us. I try to be as neutral as possible talking about certain aspects. Christ consciousness, Christ is an office that's been inhabited by not just Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, Christ's, Vishnu, Christ, Odin, Christ. It's a consciousness. Yeshua, after the fall of Atlantis, in the paradigm that was and is playing out right now, Yeshua came to bring the law of one back, undistorted. Egypt had the law of one. When the humanoid seed was genetically modified, here we are, human beings, now inhabiting a planet. Consciousness was on the rise there, and it kind of had a reset, and Yeshua brought that reset. Ra, law of one, not Ra the God, Ra the law of one, with his social memory complex, seeded the law of one with other social memory complexes. It's a consciousness, it's a state of being, it's love. God, source, all love. The negative entities that take this train on the negative path at 6 density has to polarize positive to the light. What a bitch. If they don't, they go back to source fractaled. They're not going back in full form of full self. Meaning all the fractals that are out there are going to continuously be fractaled and scattered. The consciousness of their within isn't going to become complete whole in that individual sense of source. It's going to go back as space dust. The consciousness will be fractured if they don't polarize to positive. They have to at 6, because at that point, duality and polarity end. 4th is the end point of polarity. Duality. Polarity starts thinning out 5, 6. 6 is where polarity kind of distorts to one or the other. As in, it's all one thing. It's not this limited, separated thing that we are experiencing now. It just isn't. As the law of one terms it. So moving into the last set of cards, I didn't pull all the cards I wanted to pull tonight, but I've been yakking because I'm channeling. The key things to take away is that we are shifting. We are moving into different dimensional spaces. We are forever needing to do the work on ourselves. Have compassion. Know that there's a lot of still fuckery. Where are you feeding your energy? Say this all the time. And I'm not going to not say it until I'm blue in the face and on the floor passed out. It's very, very vital. Very, very vital that we start doing that more and more collectively. Vital. You can't be a service to others if you don't go in and do the work on yourself. We need the Christ consciousness, that resurrection. That's us. My estimation and my perception. When I don't think of avatars coming anytime soon. Another Yeshua or another being that could come in the form of an alien. That's still a higher density self coming down and playing a significant role. We don't need that. We might in another couple of years, but there's enough of us, way showers, the ones who are getting channel direct source energy, to guide you guys so that you can be the guides for others. I'm not special in this. All of us are. It's up to all of us. It's not just up to one person. We are the disciples of the consciousness of expansion. It's up to all of us to work on ourselves, to put the energy, integrate it, walk it, be the model for it. I have to show the kids how to model life skills. I have to cut food up for them to show them, oh, this is good. Eat the food, try something new. If I don't model, like most of you have been parents, even for the kitty cats. If I'm coming home all stressed out, what do you think my cats are going to express in energy? They're going to be bouncing off the walls till I calm myself down. What are you bringing into your field that's giving at other people anxiety? Most people are empathic and they don't know it. Most people are absorbing other people's energy without being aware it's not theirs. We need to, this is a really good card. We all need to come together. This is the full moon. This is the time to set your intent. New moons are really where you set your intentions. But the energy right now is asking us to come in with union of ourselves because our purposes are here. They're coming. Your mission, your spiritual mission, it's in its beginning stage. It's being birthed out. It's unfolding like the flower. Smell the rose. Smell the peony. Smell what you want to bring into your life. The only way you're going to do that is putting the energy within yourself, acknowledging the change that you need to be, and move forward. Oh, girl, I'm exhausted. Coffee's done. I'm exhausted. It's going to change. I want to say by spring, midsummer, and I know this is exhausting. A lot of us who already had a lot of these downloads a lot of the flashing of lights, the upgrades, we're going to have a kind of chill out period. We're not purging as much anymore, but we're still purging. So the exhaustion is coming from us. All the crap is coming out and we have to experience it, transmute it, and alchemize it so it goes. We need to integrate the fact that it's going to continue. When you feel tired, try to take a nap. I know for me it's stupid difficult, but I try. I try to relax as much as possible. Find things that you still could be productive with, but that calm you down. The next couple of months is going to be very, very tricky with the energy, with the planetary alignment shifting, with the shift in general, the mass shifting of things. The poles are shifting energetically. So this is a very exhausting time. Please take care of yourself. This is the self-work. Taking those frequency baths, doing the toning in your vocal cords, humming, dancing. I dance at work all the time. I'm always out in the hallway dancing with the kids. I'm always taking the kids and dancing with them. That's getting it, moving my energy. It's moving theirs. Find things that you could do to circulate your energy field. That helps, at least in the moment. Just know that all is going to be okay. A lot of things are going to happen in the next couple of months. Just be mentally prepared. As a child, I knew that my mom and dad were going to die in my youth. I didn't know how I predicted before 30. My dad died at I was 22. My mom 34. That sucks. And I didn't have this family structure to have backup. All for a reason. I just had a knowing. So I mentally prepared myself for that day, for those moments, to cherish what I had, what was left of what they were, and to acknowledge that they're never going to leave me. They're attached to my hip. I love them to death. I love them unconditionally. And they were a part of my purpose. That's never going to ever go away. If we could look at death as a beautiful transition and not something to fear, watching someone go through the state, it still sucks. It's still the human aspect of us. More of this is going to start happening. So just buckle up and prepare mentally. Have your ducks in a row. And know all is going to be okay. Even for myself. If I go tomorrow, I am blessed. If I don't, I am blessed. I'm grateful and thankful for everything that I have obtained, that I have now, that I will have in the future. I am blessed with the people that are in my life here in the now. Family doesn't necessarily need to run in blood. It's the people that are supporting you and you them. Beatitude of Sacred Rapture. Can't show that for that long because it's a little indecent. I covered the woody parts. Let your true self be seen. Search for the deeper spiritual purpose and opportunity for healing beneath conflict and suffering. If you have been in pain, this oracle brings a message of a joyful breakthrough. Your soul is growing stronger, more able to have faith in wisdom than in judgment or doubt. Commit to your spiritual path and know you are making progress, even if things seem more difficult for a time. Know that any such difficulty is part of your healing and that you will successfully move through it. Trust yourself. To feel that you are fully seen, loved, and recognized for who you are honors your true self. To be witnessed in such a state, truly beheld in all of your uniqueness, quirkiness, vulnerability, and strength is deeply empowering. This is how spirit sees you. So when you connect with spirit, you learn to love yourself and others unconditionally and become generous with your forgiveness. You are also less likely to be hoodwinked by ego. You start to see yourself and others at the soul level. When you are beheld, the need to behold arises. We need to bear witness to the sacred to acknowledge what is true, which means cutting through the fog of illusion, deception, and confusion with the clarifying knife of higher perception. There is quantum power in pure vision. It empowers the viewer and also that which is viewed. Seeing from a position of inner spiritual truth, we look below the surface, which has alchemical potency to set healing into motion. That's my drop moments of everything I have said tonight. What vision of yourself or others do you have either cling to or free yourself from? How might your choice either encourage or impede soul awakening? When life is tough, you can admire the courage it takes to grow. There is a compliment inherent in being allowed life challenges. Rapture is a state of intensity, pleasurable joy that lifts one into communion with the sublime and the sacred. It is not only a personal experience, but also a transfusion of divine delight into the collective soul of humanity. This is the kind of joy that generous, soulful, without reason or agenda, delightfully contagious. It is a wake-up call. It shifts any stubborn clinging to negativity. Rapture is the astonishment, the sudden intake of breath in response to an inner realization of something beautiful and beyond description. This oracle of beatitude of sacred rapture brings guidance that the beautiful healing truth of a spirit is your reality. Also else is a nightmarish misuse of imagination by the ego. When you sense spirit at work in your life, totally trustworthy and having your back, you are seeing clearly. When your hopeful heart feels empowered, you are in the zone of truth. Trust in those moments. Recall them whenever you can. Count all your positive moments and wins, no matter how inconsequential they may appear. Remember that even in the tremors, trials, and tribulations of human life, you are a radiant soul who is growing ever more luminous through the wisdom, compassion, and strength distilled through those experiences. Look for the light beneath all phenomena, and you shall know the peace and love that is with all beings always. I need a blow up microphone. That'd be sweet. That would be amazing. I can't with, sorry guys, I've been hearing my phone vibrate. Hi. Maybe not all. I don't think anybody here. I get so many messages via Messenger from people who send me stuff to send to Jason that I tried showing Jason. Jason has a lot more stuff than we all think. You sending me it, he probably had it 5 years ago. Even some of the articles. Uh, things are recycling, reawakening. So that's all I've been getting. See, Mickey, I'm glad you came tonight. You needed to hear those messages. That's, one of the humbling things I've been told by a few normal people that aren't really spiritual, but when they listen to me, they thank me for my guidance because it hits the nail on the head for people that just need some extra words. It's not going to be so uncommon anymore for people to have experiences, to go to mediums, to do the spiritual shit. It's going to become commonplace. And I hope that there are going to be more and more people like myself going out and trying to do the work. I know a lot of people still don't resonate with me. I'm not asking them to. There are a lot of people out there doing and saying very similar things to myself. It's when we all work together in a unison sense that this shift, what we all want, is going to come and be obtained tangibly. It's there already in spirit. We just all have to unconsciously unlock that timeline to jump us there. And that's going to take a lot of work on a lot of our ends. Most of you are meeting those ends, but there is a plethora of people who aren't. That will get there. We have to hold space for them. We have to let that side go through the grieving process. We have to be the mature shoulder, not the I told you so. Na, 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 na. We got to be the loving, unconditional souls. I'm going to reset the camera. Blink. It keeps doing it. You don't need to see my pores in my face. There it goes. We don't need to be those people. I'm going to give those people love because they didn't know any better, because they had MK Ultra. They were seduced by the spell. They were trapped in the illusion. They're not going to come to me if I'm going to be an asshole to them and say, well, you love Kamala and I can't love you back. No, I'm going to say, this is the perception you were given. This is what you heart aligned with. But here's what I heart aligned with. Here's what makes sense to me. Tell me more. Include these people. Don't cancel them because they don't see it your way. They're seeing it from their heart space. This is what the people truly believe. And you're going to knock them down and think they're horrible people. Most of them aren't. The nurse that gave me those newspapers, such a Republican through and through. She's a blue button person. Has no idea about that kind of truth. Does it really matter at this point? My cousins did that. They voted for Trump. Are they awake? But that's their soul contract. They needed to have that experience. And in many ways, I think it's an out for them. That's what they signed up for. And that's probably what's gonna, I don't want my cousins, those two are my favorite. And I love them, but if it's their time, it's their time. I can't change that. And when it's their time, it's their time. We need to come into that awareness. Not all people are bad, and those bad people are still God. And stop judging. Stop pointing the finger. Love them. Give them love, because that's what they lack. They're damaged goods that we need to make whole again. It's up to us guys to help humanity. I can't do it by myself. I need all of you to do it too. We need more people on the bandwagon. We need more people doing the work. And you don't need a whole day. You don't need a retreat. You can go to the Light Workers Institute in Costa Rica by Carol and do some inner work on yourself. A lot of her work is inner work based. It might not be your modality. You might want to go to Brian Scott. You might want to go to this person doing a seminar. You might want to go this, whatever route you take, it's not a wrong route. Hey, Whiskey. It's not, there's no wrong route. You want to be a Satanist? God bless you. That's you. That's the paradigm you're experiencing. Great. I'm going to show you the light. I'm going to model what you might want to have this. And if you want to stay over here, beautiful. I love you anyway. You could stay over there though. That's the hard part. Ego death is the harder part. Ego death. There's going to be a million of those that's going to happen to all of us. I went through a few of them already. It hurts. It hurts to see the people that I love in judgment, hating and wanting death and destruction. That's a negative polarity. Even though they are so expressive in the light and they love people and they're beautiful souls, they're still wishing harm on others. And we need to alchemize this. So let that paradigm play over there. You can go destroy and do all your fun, destructive shit there. That's not the world I'm creating. That's not what I'm trying to bring into manifestation. Your thoughts become things. So I'm going to think positive thoughts, positive timelines. I want to see happy people. I want to see smiles on faces. I want to see children upgraded. We got to do this together. The quicker we all get on the same bandwagon, on that same train and move forward with it, the more beautiful that scenery is going to get. The better experiences are going to come. And all the shit that we're purging out and we're feeling, it's going to go away. So let's work together. Hi, Odin. He's back. It is scary stuff. And the scary part about it is that a lot of people are still in it. The frequency's still being pumped out. And there's still people under the spell that we keep judging because they are voting for this person or for that person when they're not aware in the cognizant consciousness. They keep fearing. They live in fear. We have to bring the love, and we have to bring it hard. And that's the harder part, is to mature our level of respect for the side that we can't stand and say, we love you anyway. Come with us. We're going to show you the way. 47's way might not be the way, but it's a start. It's a stepping stone. We the people dictate it. He's right on that. We the people are dictating our future. So if we don't come together and dictate a better future, if we're still living in different paradigms, we're not repeating Atlantis. We are not repeating Tartaria. We are not going back to Lemuria. So we could study it, but this is not to dictate the new fucking earth. Thoth is not my ruler, my destroyer. He is nothing to me besides a beautiful essence that's over there in that paradigm. Marduk, Enki, Enlil, they are not dictating my new earth. They're not coming here doing anything because I am not allowing it. Yes, we have to create our own. We take what was happening in those paradigms so we don't repeat it. But I am not living those paradigms because we're creating a new one. We're creating what we want collectively. I want prosperity and abundance for all. How will we make that happen? I still have to put action into motion to create a cause and effect because we're still in 4D. So how do we do that? Mental power. And it's beautiful that everybody does believe differently because the monks, the Buddhists can achieve nirvana and get to the same exact state doing some different things. That's going to help us project to the new earth. The Native Americans, they do their thing. They're going to help us project to the new earth. People who believe in whatever, doesn't matter. Religion doesn't matter. It's the energy that you're putting into your essence that is coming out of you that matters. Yes, we got to learn from the catalysts of what we wrote in for ourselves to experience, to learn from, and move forward with it. Release, forgive, let go, and move forward. We're not repeating Atlantis. We're not imploding. We're not sinking. We're moving on from there. We're Tartaria. Yeah, we're going to have free energy and it's going to be way better than Tartaria. We're not going to have a mud flood because it's not happening in this paradigm. Remember, it's concurrently happening right now. And it's up to us to ripple the healing to that timeline, to maybe aid it along on its multiversal infinite expansion. Absolutely. That's why I've been missioned to incarnate at the time that I did, to be here in the here and now, to channel and deliver source higher consciousness energy, to impart it on everybody so that they can go out and they can spread the love and light and the information on how to better yourself. My method might not work for you, but someone else's might, or your own might be what someone needs. We need to be, that's why I end my show with be the lighthouse, be the shoulder for somebody physically. We're spread apart for a reason. We are all over the world in different states and different time zones for a reason. It's not to isolate us away from society to be black sheep. It's to incorporate ourselves, to share and spread the light. Can't have all the lighthouses in one point because then there would be way too much darkness. That's why we're all spread apart. There's a lot of reasons for things that we will never be having the answers to in this paradigm. We'll get them in other paradigms. Ra, like I said earlier, Ra, the social memory complex that channels the law of one, they have higher selves that give them teachings, learnings, and guidance. Until you get back at one with source itself, the quantum entanglement of energy of the whole smackdown, you won't know the entirety of everything. Ra admits that. He only knows certain things and other things he is not aware. And that's a beautiful thing to know, that learning and expanding is a forever thing. It doesn't end. The lessons that we are getting, the lessons we're going to walk through, go through, experience, it's not going to end. It's a continuous process of ebbs and flows. It's going to get a lot easier once we shift. It's going to be a different type of experience with different types of catalysts, but the suffering, the emotional states, they're going to calm down. Woo! Spirit. That's me touching it. Hi, REM Pod. Not much spiritual energy here. If my floor wasn't so cold, maybe next live I will bring down my grounding mat and plug it in and show you the different stuff for grounding yourself. The ground outside, I've done that way long ago in my shorts videos. But enjoy this full moon, guys. Know that a lot of things are going to start changing. A lot of things are going to appear to be scary. A lot of people might be passing. Give them love and understanding. Understand it's okay to mourn. A lot of the country is mourning. A lot of people are mourning. Their favorite person didn't get in. And then, oh my God, they're going to find the truth out eventually. And we got to be the anchors of light for these people to fall on, even in their disgusting language and things we don't prefer. We got to be the more mature, wiser people to hold these people up because they're worthy and we should love them. It's hard, but we got this. I'm going to head out of here, guys. Thank you all so very much for coming and joining me for tonight's live. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everybody who has helped me achieve the application of monetization. It's just a little step forward in hopefully getting some passive income. That's kind of one of the reasons why I'm also ending early. I want to go outside. I actually like to photograph the moon. It's one of my favorite things. Yes, and guys, tomorrow night on Turn the Page with Janine on Rumble, I'm sure Buckshot will be there. Yes. So make sure you go check out and support Buckshot. And all the shows that you guys watch, remember, I am there. I'm having a lot of trouble with Rumble, even Facebook, communicating with people in chats. I'm there live. Yesterday was a shit show with the Rumble chit chat. I saw the whole show and I was only able to get in here and there to say hi to people. And I also I'm making gingerbread crayon things for my friend. She's paying me, and half my finger is literally sliced. I had a box cutter, and I have a lot going on in this pinky. So I was having a hard time typing, and today it's kind of closed up. I'm letting it breathe. But yes, make sure you're checking out Buckshot on Turn the Page with Janine. That's on Rumble. When you go to my section where all my information is, I have where can you find me? That's me, but also the shows that I'm usually watching. So that is there. So I want to thank everybody for joining me. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. A lot of people watch, but a lot of people don't like. That just helps the algorithm, me not getting shadowed so much. Holidays are coming around. Pyramids, cool artwork, inexpensive. If you're looking for something different for the holidays that you would like to share and impart as a gift for other people, healing, protection, I'm the girl. Email me and I can work out a deal with you. Breathe. We'll get through this together, guys. Sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, grace, shielding, and protective energy. Please go within. Be the physical shoulder for somebody. Be that large lighthouse. Seed your truths respectfully and maturely. And I hope to see you guys in another one. Thank you so much. And bye for now.